My new server experiment has been going slower than I expected, but still doing good. Here's what I have done in day 2 and 3. Starting day 2, I log in to see that my bag of apple slices sold for 8k, and it made me want to continue hunting on the Mammoth factory in hopes of looting another one. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But before heading there, I bought 3 new spells: Fire Wave, Strong Haze, and Levitate. With that, I was ready to go back hunting, and another goal that I had was to finish the tasks so that I could kill the Mammoth boss. And if by the time I did the boss I had enough dust, then I will eventually do the Thieves Guild quest. This quest can be very good on a new server, because one of the rewards is the modified crossbow. By the way, this is the only item that you should pick regardless of your vocation, because the assassin blade and the spellbook both can be found from normal monster drops, but the crossbow is more unique and more importantly is the best crossbow until the arbalest, which won't be available for a while. So I am hoping that I'll be able to sell the crossbow for 25 TC or more, but we'll find out when I get there. The other benefit of the quest is the ability to trade with Blackbeard, as he sells a lot of quest items that are good for reselling. So with that in mind, I stayed on this spawn until I finished the task, which got me to level 31. Then I went to do the boss and got pretty lucky with the loot, as I got the Mammoth 4 cape and 2 tusks. By now I had 7 tusks out of the 10 needed for the quest, and after selling most of my loot I was at 21k of gold. I went to Port Hope to open the chest in the jungle that gives 2 tusks. This is a good thing to pick up even if you don't plan on doing the quest, because you can sell those for good money in the market. But be aware that this can be very scary, as there is a Hydra nearby that sometimes can be lured around the chest. Lucky for me, it wasn't around, so I took my rewards and then went back. I tried looting the last tusk on the elephants nearby, but I wasn't lucky, so I decided to just leave a buy offer in the market. Now, as a level 31, I wanted to start hunting for more experience, since I could AoE hunt, but I also wanted to do more tasks, which is why I decided to hunt in Vanura while doing the tasks for apes. The experience here can be pretty good if you have a good lab, and in the case of regular servers, is a very profitable spawn for the ape force. However, that's not the case in a new server, and I was losing money, but not a lot, and I was still doing good experience and doing a task every hunt. I spent my last hour of stamina for the day in here and got to level 36, and also finished 2 tasks in the meantime. So the results for day 2, I went from level 25 to 36, magic level 42, I spent 30 TCs in mana potions and 24 in avalanche runes, but I made enough money to buy 50 TCs and also finish the day with another 13k on gold, making it a profit day. Moving on to day 3, I started by going back to Vanura to finish my last tasks for apes, which in case you don't know, you can only do 3 tasks for the same monster in the lower ranks. So I did a full hunt getting me from 36 to 38, and here I bought a one of Starstorm for 2.5k. So far is the only equipment upgrade I needed. Now I was ready to move on to another spawn, and I decided to go to the Stone Tomb of Ankramon. Be aware that for the floor I hunted, it's needed to have a Scarab coin to access. I like this tomb in particular because it has a fairly even distribution of monsters, with scarabs, mummies, and crypt shamblers taking the lead, all of which are good for money drops. But there is also a few cobras for cobra tongues and vampires for potential rare drops. The experience was less than I got in another mage, and it's because of having to loot monsters to avoid wasting entirely, but it was still a bit higher than what I was making on Vanura. However, I felt like I could make about the same on the spike while doing tasks for gargoyles, so I moved on after one hunt. Getting to the spike, I realized I made a mistake, because the floor that I wanted to hunt, which was -2, had other people there, which is why I mentioned on my tips for new servers that popular spawns are not really the best. But I stayed here, and in the full hunt I did, I made the same experience as the Stone Tomb. However, instead of going back, I moved on to the first floor for my second hunt, which had no competition and the experience improved. Here I was making on average 660k on raw experience, while losing money but not too much. At this point of the server, it's not possible to profit while hunting AoE, since the creature products that will make the hunt profitable in a regular server are worthless here. But at the same time, since I'm buying supplies with TCs and they're cheaper than the NPC, I'm close to breaking even. I ended up finishing my green stamina on the upper spike, getting me to almost level 46 and doing 2 tasks for gargoyles in the meantime. With this, I ended the day, and realized that I had sold all the ape furs from my Vanura hunts in the market for a good price, at least for a new server, making those hunts even better. The results for day 3 were overall pretty good, from level 36 to almost 46 and magic level 44, spending 90 TCs in potions and runes, but I bought back 50 TCs and could have bought more, but I also needed to make some upgrades. Since Jasir appeared today, I was able to sell all my creature products making good money. So the upgrades I went for was to get the promotion to Master Sorcerer, then get the Wand of Darkness spell, as well as Energy Wave and Death Strike. So overall almost 30k gold spent there, and still having 23k in gold left at the end of the day. The Tibia coins on Esmera are already getting close to the point of needing to start buying supplies from the NPC over the store, so I might have to start buying from NPC on day 4. Also, with the amount of tasks I did throughout the day, I already got my first promotion on the Killing in the Name of quest, so I could start trying to buy some creature products to resell in the following days. And the last thing I did before logging out was to increase my capacity for dust in the Aventurine skill. These dust are looted from the monsters that have a number next to their name that you might have noticed by now. In a normal server, it would be better to exchange them for slivers, but that's not the case on a new server. So a good idea is just to spend it on increasing the limit so that it pays off in the long future. With that, I ended day 3 and that's it for this video. Hopefully it helps some of you also playing on these servers, and if it does, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and until next time.